Am I audible?
Yes. Dr. Rajiv? Yeah. Yeah, we are audible.
Hello?
Yes. Yeah.
Hello?
Streaming has been done. Okay. Yeah. Dr. Rajiv, can you present your slides? We, previous we can remove our slide.
Good evening, Mohan. Pathak here.
Oh, good evening, sir. Good evening, doctor. How are you, sir? So, how are things at Bombay? Unmute.
Well, things are hectic on the web because of the web meetings, but otherwise things are quiet in Mumbai.
Yeah, the campus is also quiet now because
Oh, it is
no
closed.
students.
It is
Yeah,
closed.
no students. Yeah, so good to see you, sir. I think you always come and neatly dressed and then not. I think you maintain the decorum. So there is something which you have to really admire, sir.
It has become a habit. Every morning I get up, I dress like this, and I
Okay.
attend meetings one after another.
Okay.
It at least gives me a feeling as if I'm attending office or a formal occasion.
That is true.
Otherwise, it is very difficult to distinguish between personal
Correct.
life and
Yes,
professional.
Yeah, that is true. So we have been having few programs with the publisher Printis Hall.
Yes.
So next month we are having one on writing a textbook. Professor Rajaram is going to be one of the main speakers.
Wonderful.
And one professor from IIM Bangalore, Professor Rajaram. Of course, the senior editor from Printis Hall going to be talking about the publisher's perspective. So
Very
that
good.
now we know that lockdown situation can be used by faculty members in terms of writing textbooks and things like that.
Interesting. This writing is so important.
Yes.
I actually embarked on how to write a good PhD thesis.
Yes, that is okay. Yeah.
Because people get to see only completed thesis. They don't see the process of writing it, correcting it.
Yes, sir. That
I'm
is true.
preparing a short move. It's good that you are really doing very wonderful programs. I really admire you, Mohan, and your team for that.
Thank you, sir. A lot of support from various people,
Yes.
and all our known contacts are readily agreeing to our request. So all these things makes it quite easier for us to organize so many programs.
Where is our hero of the day? Where is our hero of the day?
He's there. He has already logged in, but he's still muted. I don't know why he has muted himself. I have been asking him to unmute. And next month also we are having one program on software architecture, book released by Dr. Bhatt and Professor CRM, IIT Delhi, Dr. Bhatt. And CRM is going to be the guest of honor on the day, and so she will be. And Kelkar, we had a program by Dr. Kelkar that is on BPM, his book on BPM. Dr. Rajiv, can you unmute? Dr. Rajiv, please unmute. Dr. Rajiv, can you unmute yourself? Hello? Dr. Rajiv, can you unmute yourself? Shivani, can you tell Dr. Rajiv to unmute? Can you phone up?
Yeah, I'm trying to contact him. I think there is some technical glitch. Let me talk to him once again.
Okay, okay. Akila, can we unmute anyone ourselves? Only we can mute, is it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can't do an unmuting. Only muting operation possible, right? So I think in between he unmuted, but again he has gone to mute. Someone is muting people, is it?
I think admin or host can try to unmute Dr. Raj Chopra.
Uh,
Hello. Hello.
yeah, tell me, Shivani.
Sir, am I audible now?
Sir, speaker joined.
Okay, right, thank you.
There is a problem in the speaker on PC from mobile. There is my mobile phone.
Yeah, Dr. Rajiv.
Mohan.
Yeah, can you?
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, but some disturbance is there. Are there any problem with your net?
From my mobile.
No, can you switch off your video and just only try with the audio? Just
Okay.
switch off video. No, you are unmuting. Yeah, now you talk.
Okay. Actually, my laptop, my speaker is not working. It's not getting connected. So I have connected with my phone. Am I audible now?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay. So can we start?
Can you present your slides?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Audible now, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good evening to all of you. I'm Dr. Rajiv Chopra, working at Guru Tegh Bahadur Institute of Technology. And I think am I audible, sir? Mohan, sir?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Okay. So,
will I start, Mohan, sir?
Yeah.
Sir, you are on mute.
No, you can introduce the speaker.
Yeah, yes, sir. Shall I start?
Yes.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Priya Vijay, CSI Chennai Chapter Chair. On behalf of IEEE CS, ACM Chennai, and CSI Chennai Chapter, I cordially invite you all for the webinar on a garden of web-based system, not a silver bullet, by Dr. Rajiv Chopra. I welcome HR Mohan, ACM Chennai, our office bearers, our MC members, and our sister institute MC members and office bearers who have joined for the webinar. I also welcome all the webinar participants who have enthusiastically registered and participated in this webinar. So about the presentation talks about the field of web engineering, which follows web software development life cycle. If we consider web development as an art, these several attributes of web-based systems like usability, navigation, accessibility, scalability, maintainability, interoperability, security, and reliability, or QoS factors have to be given due consideration. Poor design, infrastructure, and poor validation of the website is a major concern nowadays. As modern web applications are full-fledged, complex software systems and their development must be throughout and systematic in the order of successful. In this context, the presentation will focus on the methods of the followed in the order to develop a better website. It will address the web engineering, which is directed towards engineering type development of web applications and highlight web developers and project managers. It shows how one should move one away from ad hoc hacker type of approach to a well-planned, systematic and documented approach for developing large, better performing mission-critical website and applications. About the speaker, Dr. Rajiv Chopra is an associate professor in CSE department or Guru Tegh Bahadur Institute of Technology affiliated to GGSIPU Delhi. He has an experience of 20 years. He has authored 32 books for the benefit of graduate and postgraduate students. Dr. Rajiv, to his credit, has 30 research publications in international conferences and in referred journals. He has participated in 30 workshops, FDPs, and seminars of both international and national level. He is endowed with the rare traits of strong knowledge of fundamental and the ability to combine intelligence with imagination. Based on the positive feedback of his books by the users, students, and faculties, one can affirm his dexterity and sharp intellect. Apart from his good academic standing, the author has certified CEG or certified researcher, co-guide of a research student, recipient of IARDO Academic Excellence Award 2019 for Best College Teacher of the Year. He is the recipient of International Research Award on New Science Invention during 2020 and workshop coordinator for the AICTE sponsored 3 days faculty development workshop held at IITD. I welcome you all for this seminar and I hand over the podium to our speaker, Dr. Rajesh Chopra. Welcome, sir.
Okay. Good evening to all of you. So after I can say a long fight of corona, we are all okay now. Actually, we all were having fever, and my wife was also corona positive. But now we are all okay by the God's grace. So somehow, I could manage the webinar for today because I was worried what will happen if we are not okay. And for those 15 days were very bad for us. But now we have started taking vaccinations also. So we start with the thing. Why I chose the topic a garden of web-based system, not a silver bullet. No, I want to I have to justify this topic. Why it is a garden, and if it is a garden, why it is not a silver bullet? So slowly I will just justify this. When I say a garden and when I say it's not a silver bullet, why is it so? So I would like to introduce about my book with the PHI, that is Web Engineering book. This book, basically many books are there on DHT, XM, and all those things. But very few books are there where we focus on or the different phases of this website development. So in my book, I have covered these different phases and the different chapters. There are some solid programming examples, some case tools also I have discussed about. Then naturally, every book has a bang glossary, and that also I have given. The book is available on Amazon, Flipkart, PHI website, Snapdeal, Tegh, and all those. So uh, anybody can refer to ebook also. That is available with PHI. So let us start with the technical part now. First of all, the agenda that I would be talking about is the introduction and some motivations which made me to write this book. Then, comparing SDLC with WSDLC. Then my third topic which I want to discuss is frameworks for web development. Then I say web engineering, not a silver bullet. Now, in the first 3 points, I will be telling how it is a garden. But, it is not a silver bullet. Why so? Then web testing is an important phase of web software development lifecycle. Why? Let us see. Analysis of recent web threats, some adversarial attacks against these current scenario talking till May 2021, because in 6 I have some but a bit early former web threat. So I have taken the current also till May 2021 present day. And what should I cover in this web testing model? And what is the need of model? Okay, then I'm taking fast security testing, that is software application security testing, some open source tools that are available for it, and a small case study was done on this. Then DAS security testing tool and open source tool for that. Then, in the 11th agenda, I will be telling you about a model which I have created. This model is available on Google. And also I have given, I have given the coding and all those things for this model in my another book that I have written with Cambridge International Publishing, Science Publishing. The cost of this book is 8,000 rupees. Its title is Testing Web Application, the State of Art Future Trends. But, I will tell you how all these things are related. Then I discuss about the new model P3R square model that has been widely accepted. It is on Google, and it is. I have several papers on also. Then what advantages of this P square model? Then dynamic websites using T model. This is my solution. In addition to this, what are the present solutions that also I will be discussing about? Then I have the references where I have some of the things. Okay. So first, some basic introduction. If to 4-5 years back, then the development of these web applications.
Rajiv, you are unmuted. Please unmute. Dr. Rajiv, please unmute.
Yeah. People now?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So this agenda I was talking about. So I think I should start with this now. So now we need a systematic approach. We need principles so that we can do cost-effective, web development also, as we used to do in traditional software systems. Because the development of web-based systems is slightly different from the traditional software development lifecycle. So what web engineering will include will be, the web process and the project management, the evidence modeling discipline, then how designing web designing has to be done, what are the tools available and the methods for that. the web system implementation will be done, then how web system testing has to be done. Then there are web application categories, how their development will differ. Then, however, the scenario is that the web engineering is struggling to establish it as a reliable engineering discipline. Okay, the cost of poor reliability and effectiveness. It has serious consequences for acceptability of this system. If your system is not effective, no one will buy. So no one will use your website. So what are those systematic, disciplined, and quantifiable approaches? Okay, that we will see. And what are the challenges that we face when we have the talk of web application. So what was the motivation behind writing of this book and writing several research papers also on this was that everybody talks about the web technology or the coding part. HTML, DHTML, XML, although I have included that in the web coding phase. But this is not a complete approach that if I have only the coding part in my, what about the other aspects of the web projects? Where are those sound principles of web engineering so as to get a better quality and reliable software? So this motivated me to write a book on this web engineering so that I can show these different phases, the tools available there for development of these websites, and therefore I compared SDLC with the web software development cycle. When we study during the course, students study a subject on software engineering where they are talked about software development life cycle. That is the traditional or conventional approach of software development. And whereas web software development life cycle, it uses ad hoc approach everywhere because the systems are not very well developed. Although we have improved a lot now on the basis of the research that I have seen, but still there are some shortcomings that we will be seeing. What are those? Then your SDLC is to work on historical data, but historical data is not present in large amount. In case of the traditional software development lifecycle, there we had integration of different components like databases, images, but here you have integrated of various components like scripting languages. You have multimedia files, HTML, XML, distributed applications. So many things are there. There is a concept of client and server. Different languages are running there. Then your has to be fetched from there. Now, in case of software development lifecycle, we used to work on lines of code measure and FP measure. There are no such standard measures web applications. And effort estimations, there we used to have COCOMO models and COCOMO. Effort estimation here is done using bottom-up approach. That means the small level modules, like in object-oriented programming, we also do small level modules are written first, and then based on the user inputs, and then they are integrated into one main program. So here also these type of approaches are. Then strong estimations are needed, and that in turn requires a lot of experience. But it uses this web development uses ad hoc costing that is based on inputs from user. So quality is variable, known yes, like we have defect rates. Quality is difficult to measure because now actually we need models, new for web like projects. We need new models so that we can measure the quality. So some part of my book I have devoted on it also that we will see. We can conclude that traditionally SDLC involves what two things: software design, software testing, and content. Now, theme analogous to this, we can have web requirement analysis, web coding, web but nowadays one very important aspect of these web security. So what I suggest is in my one research papers also, the web requirement analysis can be combined with security. Then web design, you can check security there itself. Web coding, you can check the security. Web testing, test the security. In also, you can the security. How we can do security in all these of development also. It is mandatory to these phases of web development also, as we do for other. We cannot just have that, because many books I have seen the title is technology. First chapter is HTML, second is DML, third is XML. Then we'll start with simple program of a factorial of a number. I'm not criticizing, but one quoting. What I am trying to.
Mr. Speaker, there's a lot of echo in your delivery. Can you kindly look into it, because there's a lot of inaudibility as a result.
Okay. Let us see. I don't know what something is at my laptop. It is locked. It's not getting unlocked. I'm for a while. So to the webinar I attended, that was Europe, Germany, quantum computing webinar was there. Time it was.
Rajiv, please unmute. Dr. Rajiv, please unmute.
Yeah. Yeah. There are daily, and how we can you can add security there. Like for example, during requirement and SRS, that is software specification. We can use them. We can do functional testing. We can do. You can stack. You can do and validate, draw use case to check for the can be, because this is only thing now. This is because not available. We are with us. No, as of you can view that. Then we should have some visible security plan during this, which we can use later. And components design should be tested, and you flow charts with diagram, find you have a good design. Then you can check your design. Coding we will be discussing with Vijay, but as the new websites also. Then risk analysis in this coding also. Then you can do code reviews also. Then comes software testing. Then which basically is the testing phase, where you can do testing, you can dynamic testing, which we will be talking about type of testing today. Then security can be tested. Again, risk analysis can be done. Then maintenance phase is there. You can have runtime monitoring, then security monitoring, regression testing can be done during software maintenance. Now, We to apply this thing to our web applications also. Let us see how we can do this, because traditionally we have been doing it. Now, there are today, if we see, there are several frameworks that are there for web development. When we search on net, we find a long list of Python frameworks are there for web development, and some are very short. They have flashing headlines. You can design your web application rapidly. Some of them have listed, like for example, Django. It's an open source framework in Python that supports rapid web application development and design. Now, we can use this, but what we think is that if it is rapid web application development, rapid can result in a poor design of a web, because quickly you are designing without analyzing all the requirements properly. Then you may risk in building a system with, you know uh, may leave some loopholes from where the hacker can attack, or the eavesdropper can attack. Because although it says that the various common security avoid in this tool, its library in Python, you know, but as the problem, uh, it is rapid application tool. It will save time, no problem. There are some tools which you don't have to code only. You can just develop your websites. But how secure they are, how much secure they are, that is open to question. Then CherryPy, another object-oriented framework in Python. CherryPy, it is object-oriented framework in Python. It is also used to build web applications in a simple way. There is a flexible plugin system also. That is one of its features. It will provide, test coverage, testing support. You can do every authentications. You can, you can do full testing support is there, and it is compliant with the HTTP also. But thing is now, it has a flexible plugin system also. Um, Even though this is there, plugins not safe. I will tell you how. There is a very big organization that has just proved that plugins are not safe, because they open the doors. They open the doors of for the eavesdropper or for the hacker to attack from there. And plugins themselves are not safe. However, you can build your web application using CherryPy, and if you go to Google and check, it is written in Python. Short code will be there. Then on the left side of CherryPy, they have given the logo of cherry. So it is attractive. It is simpler way of doing. But we have to look for the security loopholes where the problem is, because the plugins are there. They are not safe. This is what I have read in so many journals. Then TurboGears is another web application tool, and TurboGears also helps you in doing some web application. Um, it has it supports many databases, and it solves complex industry problems, and it can solve complex industrial problems also. But the website architecture that it will be very complex. Now, complexity is an open challenge. I will show you how. There are intelligent scientists who are showing that it is a complex site, how easy to attack. I will about that. Then there is another tool that is a library, Python library, Flask. Okay, it will develop complex applications. Now, if that can develop complex web applications, I think complex web applications, what is the point in getting complex web application? I will prove that complex web application is a challenge, Although it is, the programmers are very happy, the developers are very happy that they have a ready-made framework. If it is free, download it. If you have to pay small amount, do it and develop your website. But doing that, if you get a complex web applications, I'm opening, a very big challenge here. We will see how. There is another open source framework, Python framework, that is Dept. It writes SQL dynamically. Although it writes SQL dynamically, hackers are also not very static. They will find one or other loopholes. I remember a few years back when I was giving a presentation at a conference, I was told by one of the persons that now you see, we have so many Python open source tools, we have so many things coming up. Cybersecurity will disappear, cyber attacks will disappear. Now I show you this how much till May 2021, how many thefts have been done, how many attacks have done. Even SQL is not that much safe. Then Bottle is another framework, for developing Python web application. It has simpler access to form data, headers, uploads, and cookies. But are cookies safe? No. Hackers, this is one very common point. Cookies, from where these hackers, they attack your web. Actually, these hackers are called as crackers. They are not actually hackers. Hackers actually analyze the things, and they are called as crackers, and they use cookies to attack the website. Now, this was the garden that we were talking about of today, web applications that we have. But web engineering is not a silver bullet, I will tell you. To large extent, we can control all these things. And the model which I have given, this P3R square model, it is there on Google. You can check anytime. This model, I claimed that it will do 100% testing, and therefore it will improve the software security. We'll tell you how that is being done. But before that, why it is not a silver bullet? Web engineering does not solve all the problems related to the development of the website. Rather, it helps in monitoring, managing, and coping with the challenging task of developing complex websites. Okay, the development of the websites, and further the web applications, which are having the backends also, their development is not easy, because the architecture is very complex. So this makes website testing very difficult. Testing is very difficult because the website architectures are very complex. Straight away, the Python tools are saying that you develop complex website architecture. If you have complex web architecture using these Python tools also, there is a very long list on Google. These Python tools can develop within few minutes your websites, complex websites. What will I do with complex websites? That is a very big challenge. The name also, Tegh, who has given the cyclomatic complexity. Tegh and his team, they are working on these things, and they have proved that if it is a complex website, then what happens? Okay, we will talk about this a bit later. Then, number of web users are exponentially, data is exponentially, malwares are there everywhere, web page explosion is there, explosion exponentially. But all this will make the testing of web applications difficult. And I will tell you what happens when the testing itself is difficult. Then in another survey that was done by consortium, the problems of projects were like this. They were failure to meet business needs. 84% of projects, they did not meet the business needs. 9% of projects, they missed their times. 60% of the projects, they were having estimated cost was for the actual lack of functionality was there. 53% project lack of functionality. Poor 52%. They have quality out of in an organization. So, what causes this? So we are trying to find out. And I say, you are following engineering, following the web engineering. It's not a silver bullet. There are some things which is cyber job until May 2021 stolen just to think site web development. Let's think it is also the executing the program with the intent of finding parts. Okay, a website and web application two different terms. Website, when I say, I'm talking about static pages only. Okay, it is not having any RTMS. But when I'm saying web application, it is dynamic. It is using some relational database management system also, or it may be the new, backends that we're using. But the problem is seen the lead of sensitive data. The interactions between these pages have to be tested. Now, action that is an open application security project. Every year it is the top 10 vulnerable. And one of each case is much details, but I've given the website address ovsf.org. You can go there anytime. There are they list every year on the have been made. The no point in discussing that again. It is already there on the website. But these vulnerabilities door and what causes this doors of attacks and what causes that we have to explore. What has been found is that the terms like navigation in a website, navigational structure, usability, complexity, security of a website, complexity, these are all interrelated. Complex software, they have complex navigational structure and hence poor usability and thus more security there. Now, McCabe and his team, they are using cyclomatic path analysis to detect security vulnerabilities. You know what they say? The higher the value of cyclomatic complexity, more complex is the web. If of G is higher, complex is the website. If complex is the website, difficult it is to test. If difficult it is to test the website, then its security is at stake. Its quality is poor. And insecure websites and web applications expose the customer to various forms of cybersecurity threats. And more is the web security, better will be cyber security. So the security aspects, these security aspects must be woven throughout the picture, not only confined to one thing. What I want to say by this is whether you're doing requirement analysis, design, coding, and testing or maintenance of websites, the security has to be interwoven. In all of these phases. The need to have a new test model. Now, IBM says that the model-based approach is best. Okay, so keeping that in mind, I have developed a model, suggested that model, and that can static as well as dynamic testing. So more and more test tools, and test models are needed now to automate the task. Let us see the recent web threats now, because till we've seen the threats which were there 4-5 years back. Now let us see today's threat. There is an organization Invicti report given by Invicti in 2021 May this month only. They have developed a tool called as a QNetics. Using the QNetics tool, you can scan websites, and they suggest that if an anonymous targets websites and web applications were scanned by them, you will be surprised there were 1,80,978 scans. 1,70,571 network scans were done from January 2020 to 20 December 2020, and there were 1,85,000 vulnerability alerts. There were, 1,85,000 vulnerability alerts triggered per month on average. Now you tell me, after 20, what happened was Corona was there, COVID was further slowed down. But in that, in spite of the fact, I was at one of the conference. One of the participants asked me, "Sir, we have so many Python-based tools today. We have any ways to develop website. Then where is the question of vulnerability? You see here, if you go to this Invicti site, Actionetics tool is there. You can scan your websites. You can buy. They give 1 week free access also. You can buy uh, code also, this tool also, and you can check your website. From January 2020 to December 2020, there were about 1,85,000 vulnerability alerts triggered per month on average. Now, Actionetics tools detects many web vulnerabilities. What types that are detected? Automated scanning. The most important of these were listed in OSF list, and the vulnerabilities are classified there as high.
Dr. Rajiv, please unmute.
In in between 16 and 19, the number of high severity and medium severity vulnerability decreased, but in 2020 it again slightly increased, most probably as a result of business decisions will be impact COVID-19. Naturally, COVID had an impact here. So you can see that it is not the case that although I have today web-based web tools, I'm just quoting this again. Yeah, I'm coming to that also, sir. I will be talking about AI and things also. So there were 1,85,000 vulnerability alerts that I did. So now one of the parties asked me, "Sir, when I have so many tools and now can the vulnerabilities go untouched? How they escape? You can see it. Fix is one of the tools by Invicti, and you can anytime go to this website and check. Now has increased till 2020. These were reported. In spite of the fact we have so many good tools to develop web application. While the global web application security posture has been slowly shifting in the right direction over the past years, the 2020 and COVID-19 pandemic have altered this progress and reverted it in some. Okay, the number of vulnerabilities have been decreasing in 20, but the total number of targets with vulnerabilities dipped from 26% to 57%. Make this first increase maybe due to COVID-19 increase was there. But what we have to keep in mind is that the more the website, more difficult for the intruders to find the vulnerability. Okay, and if you have to perfect website testing, website testing has to be improved. I will tell you how I'm trying to improve. So the modern security practice must expand. And many people say that perfect security is impossible to attain because the present day web applications are very complex. Now you see whether you are doing manual development of web application or you are using the current 2020 Python based web application tools. They give me develop complex application. The architecture is very complex, and this is complex. Let us see what are the consequences. The law of complexity states that every application has an inherent amount of irreducible complexity. The problem is this, that you cannot reduce complexity to zero. It says this law says that. This has been quoted in one of the IEEE papers that every application has an inherent amount of irreducible complexity. You cannot okay, and it has to be dealt during SDLC or during user. tons of complexity. IEEE has quoted this as in this way. As per the survey of IEEE journal named as Privacy and Security, total internet crime loss is about $560 million, and industry giants like McCabe, Deloitte, Ernst Young, they have also reported a magnified cyber loss. Semantic Global Intelligence Network also reports threats to security have increased with cyber espionage, industrial espionage, malware, and phishing. There is also rise in traditional threats on new forums as online criminals swing in new platforms like social media and mobile. Semantic Global Intelligence Networks also identify some emerging sources of internet threats in this world. Check marks. And I have met the representatives and the directors of marks at Hotel Crown Plaza, Gurgaon. There was an international meet, and I met the person for check marks from that organization. And when I was talking, he demonstrated his tool, check marks. He demonstrated his tool that scans on the website. And also it could tell that if there are plugins, your code is more vulnerable to attack. So although these tools are there, even then so much of cyber loss has been there. Why? So we have to analyze that. So maybe that if we follow this proper software development life cycle for web applications also, we can mitigate them. A robust testing framework is required that can test the website course completely. It should also be possible to derive a healthy set of test cases and to ensure cybersecurity. So many tools are there today, testing tools, and you should get a healthy set of test cases. The need is to form some laws of cybersecurity conservation, and like we have the cybersecurity maturity. We have the CMM model, cyber SDLC. Similarly, we need to have a cyber security maturity model, depending upon the level of testing involved in the business. Now, as per the report of the Norton Cybercrime Index, in itself more than 187.2 million identities. Data accounted for 4.3% of breach. The reason for this loss is related to website or web application source code testing. I will tell you, I quoted this statement 5 years back also. Today also I was checking. I will tell you how. Again, it is related to application source code testing. Okay, testing can reveal vulnerable points in the code from where a website can be hacked to steal sensitive information. McCabe, who has given the concept of cyclomatic complexity, and his team, they are using cyclomatic path analysis that can detect more security vulnerabilities and errors in the critical application. Software development, all the control paths within the course must be tested and identified and exercise at least one test the code. Most of the web applications today, they are dynamic, they are Ajax based applications, and the code for this becomes very complex. So as it becomes complex, the probability of it failing also increases. So better models, testing techniques are required, and higher is the complexity, more is the probability of errors, and more bugs means more security flaw. Reduction is this complexity of code can improve security. That means so the fight against web complexity, website testing, and the website security, it continues to. A small flaw in the software can allow cyber criminals to penetrate the victim's computer. Vulnerabilities in the source codes can be looked with the help of web vulnerability scanner tools. Okay, like as I told you, Invicti is an organization that have developed Acunetics. IBM has developed policies as one of the tools. They are good scanner tools. But ultimately, what you have to do, once you get the vulnerable point in the source code, you have to fix them. So down the line, we again come to the source code. Mature reliability testing tools and processes can bring stability and reliability to core systems. So testing is one of the important phases. You have to work and locate the vulnerable points. Vulnerability analysis of code can be done with the scanner tools, as I told you. Now, some people go Selenium test, but vulnerability that scan your website completely, okay, crystal clearly, and then you can find out where are the points from where a cracker can attack. The vulnerable points, so identified using this tool mentioned above, they need to be tested again because they are the backdoor for an attacker to attack. Okay. Now both black box and white box testing need to be performed at these vulnerable points. Let us see how. So two simple equations can be given now. One is that high vulnerability means easier hacking. If you miss a test path, okay, whether it is a test path during black box testing or test path during white box testing, hacking is easier. So that means what I can conclude is that missing a test path means high vulnerability, and high vulnerability means easier attacks on the websites. Okay, and there is another law. There is another law that says that the complexity law. Complexity cannot be minimized. It will need to be absorbed in a system. Software is becoming secure, though technology is improving. This paradoxical phenomenon is due to highly complex coded architecture. So more complex is the code, more is the attack surface. Okay, more is the attack. We call this surface from where the attacker can attack. Now, there are some adversarial attacks against the web, as one of the applicants was asking that how AI can we incorporate AI models and then do. See, even then there are some attacks on them. Okay, so is it attacks on this side? Even then we are finding them very common. Adversarial means you have two or more attacks that actually apply. And I've taken this till May 2021. Nowadays, it is easier to perform digital attack against incidents. Even if you change one, you can cause misclassification in machine learning. So use if I change one pixel, result misclassification. So it is easy to perform digital attack. Web developers who are now trying to integrate these machine learning models into their application have to take care of this. Today they are doing web developers. They are integrating models, thinking that that will become more secure, but that is not there. It is easier to perform digital attacks today just by changing one pixel. Then Alex Polyakov, co-founder and CEO of Adversarial organization, a company. Okay, that threats of these machine learning systems have warned this month only about vulnerability of the learning models. A service provided by, so if a service are take between I see that model, even that will go the web also vulnerable, like example service. Most of the AI models they have been vulnerable. That on one model is train on one and then try with so attack then attack and then so you can say having able along with this makes you again, then application software with flawed design source account for most security issues. In AI system, vulnerability exists. Image, audio file, and data that train and run these machine learning. Very important point. This has been given an organization in wait, you said security using what? Images, files, text. You are using a very big data. Take data, train, and run the ML model. But at the same time, vulnerabilities exist in all this. Even in data, the has a very clever data and train model. That nowadays is fragmentation attack. Called as frag attack. And the vulnerability. Two of the four tested also and IoT devices and various smartphones. So the is the related flaws and programming security vulnerability that router is smart again vulnerability is increased. We develop a model that all the application code and this application infrastructure. I have to use solution code, then is plus code. Now we have so many tools, they are online, they are free. Again we application time to code that is very important when looking at you have static application security testing and scan the code for bad security practices and identify the vulnerabilities. How to good tool. Naturally, the choice will depend on certain the support needed for the programming languages, the number of rules or the have been designed, and it covers all these vulnerabilities. Whether it covers all common just revision procedure given or no options to add custom detection. There are many tools that you fast open a tool, like for example, have a Ruby based. You have Node.js can. You have set. You have by tool. So many tools are there for these application security testing to identify the vulnerability. And the selection of tool depends on the nature of the application. Then also some case study was done on this SaaS COVID scan tool. With this COVID scan tool, most software vulnerabilities are the result of coding mistakes, not malicious attack. One very statement I have highlighted, just see 2020 State of the October Security Report, 83% of the vulnerabilities that GitHub sent alerts on from 2019 to 2020 were coding errors rather than the malicious intent. 5 years back, I was told in one of the conferences, even then, I've seen also. No, there. Okay, even then, there. Let me tell you, 5 years back, I was attending international conference. Someone don't know how it is not there because there now we have to have to stored and code manipulating. This is the so up 3% of the vulnerabilities that are due to errors and not malicious intent. Sorry, the attacks do expect the flaws for developers to embrace to I mean so in error, but then some is also to do security testing that also perform actual attack against the application in the SaaS environment. You can identify the common vulnerability. The cookies, the tools can HTTP domain flag that you cannot OSFR to this kind of API can support scanning of the backend API as well. And two good security tools that already mentioned and many more that free tools in the deep scan needs as results. So there, there, and you can use them, no problem. But what happens is only these tools alone they can work. We also have wireless applications. It's been found that apps and they combine more security than anything. One of the solutions is web vulnerability scanning wireless and for defensive depth web application security system. And if you don't do, if you only with their own but to do we give not the disadvantages of apps because we cannot completely remove these apps. We do. So you have to do identify security vulnerabilities in the web application, assess those found vulnerabilities, and try to fix it. For vulnerabilities that cannot be immediately attack. So when we use to vulnerability temporary basis. Steps 1 and 2 of to perform using a web vulnerability scanner tools as we have mentioned, and also people perform the vulnerability testing will simply require 2 minutes resources. So again develop for them. And then this is one of the solutions that being have the accepted.
No, Mr. Speaker, you're totally breaking. We can't, I mean, what you're speaking, we can't make it out. No, we can't make out what you're saying, sir.
There seems to be some echoing, heavy echoing, and also a network issue, looks like, because the voice is not clear.
Now is it
Slightly better, but can you just talk?
we structure T3 part is developed by me for tool where we use develop this model, we are using the flow diagram, then I'm converting to SQL, the verification matches are obtained, are drawn. And I'm using specificity, then I generate, I get the based on this basis, test code is tested. So in model,
Dr. Rajiv, you are unmuted. Unmute yourself. Dr. Rajiv, please unmute. Ah. Dr. Rajiv, please unmute. Dr. Rajiv, unmute yourself. Please unmute. Dr. Rajiv.
Sir, I think he's not able to hear us.
No, he has to unmute, no? We are also sent a message.
Oh, okay. I think then he can see the message. Dr. Rajiv, can you hear us? You seem to be muted.
Yeah, Rajiv, please unmute.
Illa, sir. I think he's not muted, but still we are not able to hear the voice.
No,
I think please check your mic.
He is muted. I could see that he is muted.
Okay.
Now he is unmuted.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Dr. Rajiv, please speak on.
Looks like some internet issue.
Yeah, some network problem.
Yeah, bandwidth I think is an issue.
Yeah, yesterday we asked him to switch off his video.
Correct. So at least
No,
we can hear.
Yeah, no, that initially itself we asked him to switch off.
Yeah. But I think he's disconnected now. Can you see him?
No, he's there.
He's there, is it? Okay.
He's there. In fact, he's also unmuted. Because he has logged in one as for presentation, one for talking, no?
Oh, okay.
So both are there. They will talk in the log for talking. He is unmuted, but still we are not able to hear him.
Dr. Raju, can you talk now?
Dr. Rajiv, can you unmute? Shivani, can we close the meeting? Because there is some prolonged disturbance.
Actually, Mr. Mohan, I contacted Dr. Rajiv Chopra. There was some severe network issue at his
That's
home.
right. I could
Yeah,
sense that network
yeah,
issue.
but he is trying to, get it connected.
Okay. We will wait for. Yeah. Okay. Now he is able to.
We can hear you, sir.
Yes.
A bit breaking, but we can hear some noise.
What happened to my speaker? Because it was like here on the point. All on it was okay. No problem. Okay, I connected. I should. Okay, we go with the now. So one of the solutions is motivation that I gave, and actually using the parts which were obtained during black box testing or white box testing. So this model actually comprises and quickly just those was some participants they are getting imbalanced. So initially, actually I had three pillars: inputs, query, and test case generation. It's a model that give me results of test website and then put it results in more reports. So there were this is the model I actually very good converting to page to page history. Then page 2, from there I for black boxes. I read for book. The review, I'm like, I do 100% code coverages because there's which I for black testing. I applied the same parts white boxes. This is the information which I gave. Some details of these steps are there. I will just quickly give you the overview of this. Page 2 diagram is on the web center test. You have tools for this. The parents, very well is one of the tools. So you have a WebLM where you can get this diagram. You can compute the static complexity. And if it is strong, there is slight change in the formula. First is minus 1. Normally it is 2. Complexity, it indicates the complexity of the software. Higher it is, more complex the website, and lesser is the security. So second step is I convert this into page history. Here I could get some paths. These paths were identified as basis paths for black box testing. Okay, then after this, what I did was I reviewed the same set of paths for white box testing. At this point, so we have done this so that we don't have that much time. So and then there were some advantages of this model. Okay, security, there's biotic association. By improving test process, UE3R model, that security is also streamlined. They had for the use for and will be driving report. We have websites also today. I had definitely I find the model as T3R per model, where T stands test driven development. Okay, it is given the references you read because now the questions are so I model to blame it. Where for it test driven we use test cover and needs a model. Yes, and one is for that clear we use then you keep then a solution idea. The quantum engineers, they say that quantum what cryptography does, it is the shared key with a series of randomly generated and the key so she and that are in terms of terms a better solution that is being put in trust. So the solution we have discussed here, and I will not question. I give some references also as I was speaking about. You can see the first one is MacTab and his associates. You can log in any time there. What they are doing, you can see. And how I work using that I use. Then in the second, I use my own book of cleaning to explain certain concepts. This book is available with Vijay. consider need. So that is the this is cash, and the cause of this is a, the deep that the test to get then written. I will put also there and found that I will take for that there. Then more the papers that I have on this in IEEE Explore this library. Then the laws of cybersecurity model. This is another paper. Then he says that this is another paper. Then I have paper in there many other are there. Then many journals. Then the challenges of website testing paper by there. Things to the website. Very interesting. Just to be I've given UV, people don't talk. They talk variety of data. Here I talked about the 6 weeks. That is the vulnerability big data. How much vulnerable the big data is. And last paper that I could do in that pandemic, it there in emerging STI, and they have written along with my and and this name from SIT. CI. And not in this answer. The is prepared. The body was in fact down and we have spent one of was member was yes, we all demand doctor. Without any test because they knew that only. So yes, contents, paper precision, the paper in this is the Taylor journal. Your variations deployed. We have models that I review 3 or scale model. I wanted to tell we have 10 class. This much I want to tell. I think some of you must have because one was talking about AI. So I have told AI is being done. What some panelists, one one print or some how we can work today. Web development. I've given offered some Python frameworks for web development. Years in the there are many ways to do silver because of these things security. If the system I will check my checks.
Thank you, Dr. Rajiv, for your excellent presentation. However, due to audio disturbances, people are finding it little. Yeah, people are finding it little difficult. Yeah.
Week back, the Inter conference was the collaboration of Europe and countries there. So everything was something like that. I think viewers right. I want to the point Mohan sir. Then they will say Rajiv sir was making excuses. So, day and night so that I maximum compromise.
Thanks, Dr. Rajiv, for your excellent presentation. Due to audio issues, we have there are some yeah, that obviously I think there are some network issues and audio problems. But however, the slides were so nicely prepared, so that people are able to sort of they understand what we are trying to communicate. So in fact,
share with them also.
Yeah, many have requested for the slides to be shared. I think we can send the slides when to those who have given the feedback and things like that. So before we formally close down, we have I will just ask 2 questions because of the audio disturbance. We'll limit to only 2 questions.
Excuse me.
Yeah, one is about the impact of the newer technologies like Agile, DevOps, and DevSecOps. What is the impact of them on the web engineering? Whether they are helpful or how to incorporate those features in web engineering.
Actually, sir, what the thing is that the point that we dev for many, I was reading about them. The point is, there are many other things also like Streamlit is there, but the point is of security. We may use any tool. So many new tools are coming. The vulnerable points look for, and we always find scatter tools. We can always there is I have mentioned 10 Python tools. There are more tools. Even few is rapidly in developing. The point is that when you scan, you get points. And analyst was a thing that is very intelligent. You can combine. Then one of my PPT beginning only even then flaw they can copy the model only do and a lot of data and all know that in one of the conference I was told say we have to do up there we have value is there. They are very good. Still, the very good industry and the industry. Then I am there when and the website. Even though using all these tools, the the work to that starting to character for the happy from Chennai. So the software table. You have the format based nation. We are very it is drop down menus.
Okay.
You need the number of menus to set. Right of these things, the errors are escape. The word website is directly related to the quality and the security.
Okay. But Rajiv, one more question regarding. See, you had very beautifully explained about the SDLC and web application development, that life cycle. But now many of the applications are mobile first. So people are going to the mobile applications. So how this web engineering differ from mobile app development?
Even it is you develop mobile application, your system is, you may not be using Windows, you may be using Android. So Android is there, and maybe again some vulnerable point you're using a Android operating system. First, there are some tools like, for example, this tool like Cubic Web. There are tools like which are helping in mobile web applications also, but still the errors are skipping out. Many are there. Many web applications are being developed, but still they are reusing the components also. We call them as cubes, reusing the component.
Okay.
Still the error skipping out.
So which means all the principles of web engineering are directly applicable to mobile app development, right?
Which is not some with the system is different.
Okay.
The number of users will be more, but at the same hold that when the number of mobile more, maybe the other website users, they may be using for many purposes.
Okay.
The users also increasing exponentially. In the case, it is difficult to scan and you find out points and to fix them.
Okay. And one last question regarding the World Wide Web Consortium. What is, are they controlling any of, are they defining some guidelines for all?
WTC, WTC, they have actually given guidelines at 2.0, they have moved to 2.0. Okay. With that, you will have semantic web and together.
Okay.
Semantic web and also again, the story is there. Semantic AI models. We are something that is Web3 WCC is doing. Still, we are shaping now. Secure not 100% system, not 100%. Because as I've told, so many attacks are there. Transfer learning, transferring model also is being done, and then hacking can be done. AI is not this. This is the IIT.
Okay. So thank you, Dr. Rajiv, for your wonderful presentation and all the time and effort you have taken in presenting this beautiful talk. And on behalf of the Computer Society of India, ACM, and IEEE Computer Society, we extend our grateful thanks to you, and also our thanks to Ms. Shivani and our friends at PHI. For coordinating with us in this endeavor, and also providing the first chapter of the book, your book, as a content, teaser content to all the participants, who are registered. So it is very nice of PHI Learning to provide this complimentary material, and also extending some additional discount for people who want to buy the book from the website. So thanks, Ms. Shivani, for your gesture. And so we really look forward for our continued relationship. So I also take this opportunity thanking our event team, Dr. Priya, Dr. Akila, and all who are coordinating with us in organizing this program. So as Dr. Rajiv has said, that we will also be sharing the presentation copy along with the video recording, so that you can compare and then try to learn. And if I will also be sharing the email ID of Dr. Rajiv, and if you have any specific queries, you can interact with him in future also. So with this, we'd like to conclude our today's session, and I have an announcement regarding our next program. On the 12th of June, we are having a program on writing a textbook. So what are the issues, and then how to write a textbook, and including how to write a textbook in computer science and engineering. by Professor Rajaram of Indian of Science, who has written 25 plus books in the area of computer science and electrical and electronics engineering. And the intro of the talk will be provided by Dr. Narayan Swamy of Indian Staff Management, who is also a very well-known author. And from the publisher's perspective, we'll be having coordination from PHI Learning. Ms. Shivani, senior editor, will highlight what is expected from the author and then how to coordinate the publishing cycle, plus also in terms of popularizing the book, and then after pre-sales, after sales, and all this publishers' perspective also will be covered by Ms. Shivani. So this is going to happen on 12th of June, and we have already started sending the announcement for this program. Please do register and join the program. I once again thank Dr. Rajiv for his excellent presentation and all the participants for their time in attending this program. Thank you very much and good night.
Thank you, Mr. Mohan. On behalf of PHI Learning, I would like to thank Dr. Rajiv Chopra, who spared time for doing this webinar. And I also like to thank Dr. Priya, Vijay, Dr. Subramanian, and Dr. Mohan, who are helping us in organizing these webinars, which I believe that it is useful for the participants of this webinar as well as the forthcoming webinars. Thank you so much, all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.